The views and opinions expressed on From the Mouths of Madness are that of the panel and not of the Geeks Under the Influence Network or their sponsors, Amazon.com and tpublic.com. Listeners, beware. Coming straight from the Mouths of Madness, I am one of the hosts, Lowdown. With me, as always, is...
F.U. Hunter. What's up, bitches?
You non-seeing, super heightened
Navy
hearing...
SEAL, ex-Navy SEAL bitches.
Gonna be a dead seal, bitch.
God damn it.
That was gotta be one of the fucking... it was funny.
Yeah.
You had to laugh at it.
Unintentionally funny. Yeah.
I love that, though, because I was like, wait a minute, there's no way. The rest of the tone of that film, there's no way that was on purpose.
Yeah.
There's no one-line jokes in that movie. That was totally just someone's fucking stupid. All right, so tonight on the chopping block, we're going to be talking about Don't Breathe 2. Now, I don't know how many of you seen the first one. It kind of was a sleeper when it came out. You know, it got good promotion as far as the trailers go, but it wasn't like, it wasn't pushed to the point of like, go see this movie.
I feel like it was kind of, it was definitely a sleeper that like people were like, oh, this is
like us. We were like, oh yeah, I was going to see this.
But the concept was kind of interesting. It was directed by the dude that did the Evil Dead remake.
Fede Alvarez.
Yeah.
Who also, supposedly it's still coming out this year, his fucking Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie.
Huh.
So his big difference is it's not called The Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's called Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
You know, taking the in and out to
signal. He did that with Evil Dead.
Signal a new movie. I understand, but we just brought this up on the GUI with the Suicide Squad. I'm just like, can we just? You guys could put two, or you could put a little semicolon.
But he's redoing
shit.
The original. It's supposed to be a direct sequel to the first one, I believe, is what it's supposed to be.
I trust it. I mean, his movies I've enjoyed so far. So
I'm down for him to do Texas. The Leatherface sucked.
He already passed a test, which was there's no way I'm going to like an Evil Dead remake. Evil Dead was so high up. Listen to a prior episode, we talked about it.
I should have taken a bet on that.
What's that?
I should have bet some people on that because some people said the same thing, and I was like, man, I would have made a fortune.
There's just certain properties
you don't fuck with
that you're just
Chainsaw's not that property though. It's already been fucked with and destroyed.
That is true. Yeah.
Multiple movies. I mean, out of all the sequels, we already did one on 2. 3 and 4 can fuck right off. The prequel, the beginning, and then there was 3D. We had basically Leatherface sucked. That could have been cool. It's like we had 3D.
Yeah.
Which was a direct sequel to the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, but yeah, he's attached to this, but he didn't direct this one. He just produced it.
Yep.
And was a writer, one of the writers.
Yeah, he had involvement in there.
He had involvement, but it wasn't like the first one where it was like all his shit, it was his vision. And of course, we see the return of Stephen Lang, who is a phenomenal actor. I love that dude in most anything I've seen him in.
This one, he definitely said, I want to play as feeble as possible. And I only mean that in every line he speaks, he sounds like he's about to die.
Well, he was like that, and he had that vocal style in the original, though. First one.
And that's true. And maybe I just forgot about it.
Yeah.
But he's just like, hi, what? And I was like, God, dude is about to fucking die right here.
Well, no, but like
every line.
I thought the same thing at first, but then the more he talked, because I didn't rewatch the first one before going to see it, and the more he talked, I was like, oh no, fuck right, that's how he talked in the original one.
Yeah.
Son of a bitch. So.
Can we just call this movie Breaking Blind?
Breaking Blind. Yeah.
Okay.
Breaking Blind.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh God. So. All right, the biggest thing that I noticed right off the bat was I expected it to pick up after the first one. Like, I read the premise when I knew, because I didn't know this was coming out till, like, spring.
Yeah.
Like, they kind of, like, were making it during, like, it was either right before COVID it was done, or during COVID it got finished up, and then he's like, oh, yeah, by the way, this is coming out this summer. You're like, oh, cool. I don't know how they're going to make a sequel. I mean, I know how they can make a sequel.
I feel like they might have been sitting on it for it to come out in October, and then a few movies got announced, a la Bond, Halloween Kills, and Dune, and they went, you know what, maybe a late summer
Venom
release.
got moved to October. Dude, October is like fucking stat.
Oh, yeah. So they were probably like, let's go with the summer. Fuck it.
Yeah. It's a summer movie. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine.
All right, so let's go with the summer. I'm feeble.
So, if you've seen the first one, you know that, by the way, fuck that, I'm not saying that. If you've seen the first one, you know that he captures the girl that escaped, because I can't remember if he killed the turkey baster chick in the basement or if she let her go.
I think she got killed.
She got killed. Okay.
Yeah, I do feel slack that I didn't watch the first one before I saw the second one.
I've seen it a few times. I just don't rightly remember it. But anyway, you see him capture her, and now she's in the house, and you assume that she's just getting some turkey baster loving, and that's not at all what you get with this. It's like they completely redid it. It's like a sequel, but it's not a direct sequel. Well, it's an indirect sequel.
What's weird is that the first one, he's quote quote the bad guy in a way, because your main protagonists are these like kids that are going in
the bad guys.
to break.
There was no good guy in that movie.
I'm saying to break into the house, and of course you're like, oh, these kids are fucked up. They're taking advantage of this blind guy, and then you find the girl trapped in the basement. You go, oh wait, no, this dude's fucking evil as shit. Like, he's fucked up. So it was interesting that in this one, he's our main like protagonist.
Yeah, he's the so the original one, it was literally the definition of lesser of two evils. Those kids were shit, and they kind of deserved what they got.
But they weren't holding anybody captive.
And then raping them with a turkey baster.
Yeah.
Oh God. It was like keeping it warm.
So there's a part of this in part 2. I was just like, wait, is this a prequel? Like, I was trying to, because they show him and he has a daughter, and I'm like, and I had to try. I was like, shit, I really should have watched the first one. I was like, because there wasn't a baby involved.
So I initially thought that she was the product of turkey baster for the chick he caught.
Yeah.
And this is 10 years later, but then it's not. The backstory you get is that her house burned down.
It might have been, and they went, this is too fucked up. Let's change that.
Fuck that, dude. That would have been. But then the whole premise would have changed the movie.
That's a weird conversation. So, Dad, how's
where's mommy?
Where's mommy? And like, how was I born? Like, well, okay.
But who would have told the kid?
I'm gonna take you to the turkey baster section.
Oh God. But who would have told? Who would have told the daughter otherwise? Like, that's the thing.
Yeah.
With the way they changed the story in this one, there were people able to tell the kid that he was lying to her.
Yeah.
So he finds this kid who was passed out on the street. Her house had caught on fire. Well, he took her in, and then he sees the news that a meth lab that was in a basement of a house caught on fire, fucked up the wife, and then the dude got arrested and both of them got shit burned out of them.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, yeah, no, bad people. Like, no. Yeah.
He's like, all right, here's my opportunity to.
Yeah.
I was looking for a replacement daughter, and one
what the fuck
literally fell in front of me.
But what the fuck happened? This, like I said, this is more of an indirect sequel. It's not a direct sequel to the first. It's like same universe, same character, but not directly attached.
At the end of the first one, he gets away, and you're like, oh man.
Same dog. Like everything's the same.
He's so sneaky. He's sneaky. Yeah. Like, and I guess his mentality originally, when you're watching this, you're like, oh, he's hiding out because of all the fucked up shit he did in Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
And then you come to find out, no, it's because of his quote quote daughter is what his motivation is to stay out of the city for the most part.
Yeah, but he still stayed, like in the first one he was out of the city. So like nothing changed except for.
No, he was in the hood, man.
That's where that's the same house.
No, it's a new house.
No, it's the same house, dude. That's the same house in the first one, dude. The basement was the same. He had the shell. The only thing that wasn't there was some chick in a fucking straddled up and bound.
I thought it was a different.
No, because he had the greenhouse. Everything was the same.
All right. I just assumed. By the way, both movies, the Detroit tourism needs to look into it, because man, both movies are like, Detroit fucking sucks.
Dude, like there was that one scene.
They shit on Detroit so much in both movies. There were so many abandoned, broke fucking houses. They're like, dude, come to Detroit where you can go anywhere and it looks like dog shit.
Dude, I remember sitting, because we went and saw while we were in Jersey, and I went to one of the old theaters that I went to when I was a kid. Like I saw the first Turtles movie in this theater.
Nice.
Yeah, dude. So I was like, man, I hadn't been there, and they upped it 2 screens plus add an IMAX to it. But when they remodeled everything, they put the reclining fucking seats in.
Yep.
Leather or pleather, full reclining. And I was chilling like a fucking villain, and I had room. Yeah. I'm not a small dude.
Yeah.
So like I had room to wiggle my booty and all that shit. I'm like, oh, this is the fucking Virginia needs to get on this shit.
No, we've gone to a movie at the Bird.
It's awesome. Yeah. The Bird. So
big guy, little seat.
Yes. No shit. But so we're watching it, and I remember at a point in the movie. And this is about halfway through. So this is the thing the movie does good. And this is a counter to the same point where it wasn't a sequel that immediately took you out of the element from the first movie. It gave you about half the movie that was like the original movie. Then they're like, okay, now we're taking you somewhere else.
Yeah.
And that was really cool. A lot of sequels want to automatically and instantly get out of the same setting as the first film. This one didn't do it, didn't rush it.
Yeah.
They were like, oh no, he's gonna fuck you up all through the house.
I was a little bit worried because so they have a friend and the daughter asks, can I go in town with her or something like that? And eventually blind dude's like, yeah, okay, fine, begrudgingly, because apparently she stays at the house with him all the time. She doesn't go to school. She doesn't go in town. So this is the one time she's allowed to go in town and see other kids. And you're like, God damn, that kind of fucking sucks.
Oh yeah.
But there's a quick shot of the news story where it's like,
missing
kids due to an organ donor, organ like.
No fuck, stay in the house, kid.
But I was just thinking and then I was like, oh no, is this what they're setting up with? Because of course, then you meet our first quote, bad guy, and then they go follow that van. And I was like, wait, are these guys literally like, ooh, she looks like she would have good organs. Let's go follow them and steal her organs. I was like, that's a pretty weak plot, because it's like this, whole gang of motherfuckers.
But, and with that, when they reveal why, because the main dude that you're first introduced as far as the bad guys go, walks into the woman's bathroom at the gas station. You're like, oh, this motherfucker, this is disgusting. Dude, this is nasty. But then
he touches her hair when she's walking out.
Yeah, and he notices her hair color. And then when he finally gets her at Dude Man's house, he's like, I'm your father. I'm like, wait, are they being serious? It was kind of like hard.
That, by the way, that also got a chuckle when he took his stocking cap off and he's like, see, I have the white streak too. There are some lines in this movie that were not. People were like, oh, wow. People were like, oh, you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Because there's a couple. That's one of them. It's like, see, I also have the rogue. Like, God damn it.
Yeah, and that's exactly. I was like, is he being serious?
Yeah.
What the fuck? What happened?
But at least there was actual motivation, because I thought it was just a bunch of motherfuckers who were like, oh, we found the perfect next kid to kidnap for her organs. And like, oh, no, there's actual motivation, which is that's her dad, who was in the meth lab house that blew up.
Lab.
He went to jail. He went to jail, and he knows that our blind dude fucking took her and raised her. So there's at least that, and that's where we get our Breaking Blind, where there's a whole meth setup.
But it starts off with her though. That I think was really awesome. Was it showed her?
Yeah.
Because where was he? He was out looking for the dog that they killed.
God damn it.
I know. Why'd they do that? They killed the fucking dog, dude.
I know.
It's terrible. So if you don't, I'm just warning you, that's actually a trigger warning.
Well, and at least they didn't, they show
the aftermath.
Them in the woods, the dogs in the woods, and what's going to happen. So you see the aftermath still sucks, and there's this point where, blind dude fucking finds his dog, and he was really upset, and you're like, fuck, man. And then you can tell the dog was murdered.
Dude, he dug the fucking bullet out.
I know.
Oh. But so he's away when he finds the bullet, he realizes, oh shit, we get back to the house. Meanwhile, these bad guys had followed the van because there's this another vet that helps take care of blind man, brings some shit back from town and all this other stuff.
Or a la first victim.
But ends up being the first victim, but that's the van they followed to find out where the girl lived at and who all was at the house. And then they go to get the girl, and she is just straight up just stumping their asses, man.
We learned, too, that he had been training her.
The first scene. Yeah, the first big scene.
He had been training her and survival techniques and things of that sort. So that whole house is duck under here, go under here, drop down quietly here. Like almost like the perfect setup. Hey, if we ever have people, break into the house, here's how you hide, here's how you do all this shit. So she's turning off lights, ducking under them. Pretty fucking cool. It was a really awesome scene. I do like, by the way, that the vet that was helping him, you kind of build up oh, she might have some importance. Nope, hammer to the face.
Oh God.
I'm just saying, kind of okay, so she's probably it's gonna be the three of them versus
nope,
just hammer to the face.
Hammer to the face. Yep.
And not the heavy part,
No, the claw.
the claw part.
He makes it back to the house. He knows, like I said, finding the bullet in the dog. He knows something's fucked up. And I like how like they realize he's blind because there's two guys who just one guy wants to go move. And he's like, hold on. And then they sign language like he can't see. He did like the John Cena.
Yeah.
He did like the
you
John
can't see
Cena.
me.
You can't see. But like then the movie just kind of goes full boy. The movie starts on a high note, and there is like a build up, but overall this movie just kind of goes.
And that's what I'm saying. Once they show up at his house, it picks up, and then it's just full on. I mean, he fucking super glues a dude's mouth and nose.
Oh god,
to the point where the guy that finds him, the guy's like, choking, has to take a flathead screwdriver, stab the side of his face to open up so he can fucking breathe. That was awesome.
That was badass. That was so good. I mean, I'm trying to think of everything he did. Like, he first breaks
blowing
into
up the dude in the basement.
Yeah. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah. So at one point, was that dude alive? So I thought his eyes trailed towards him when he was walking.
Nah, he was fucking dead as shit.
He was like dripping.
He was right there to the impact side of the explosion. He was fucking dead as shit.
His skin was like dripping off.
Yeah, I know.
Oh, dude, it was fucking
But there was
gnarly.
definitely some really good practical kills.
Do you reckon that old motherfucker could have tipped that fucking cabinet over full of water?
No fucking way. But I will say this though, they didn't Stallone him.
No, it took him a minute.
Where literally most of his fights, I mean, he's getting fucking beaten up, fucking cut over and over again. It's not one of those where, yes, he's blind, but he's a Navy SEAL, so he anticipates every fucking move. No, he's still fucking blind. And they remind you because most every dude, when it's one-on-one, they're getting some licks in. I mean, at one point, the guy that gets blown up is like literally like beating the shit out of him. Like they made that punching sound like a la Raiders, that fucking real heavy fucking fist to the face sound.
Yeah.
You're like, this is an old blind motherfucker you're beating the shit out of, man.
Yeah. But you couldn't give that old man a second.
Nope.
You couldn't give him a second to like get his shit together, because if you did, and he knew, you're fucked. You're dead.
And I do love that you get points where throughout the movie where he's like, y'all fucked up. Y'all are making way the fuck too much noise. It's like, the scene where he's later in the movie, he's laying in the pool.
And they actually tease that in the trailer.
Water. Yeah.
And they step in the puddle. And it just just hits his fingers. I was like, well, the kid put the gun in the water, but he had it between his legs, so it was above the water. I was like, that's fucking awesome. But you know what's even better? Is when he takes one of the bells from the dog.
That was
and he jams it down this dude's throat, so he's like choking on it.
You mean
lets him go?
Hammerman.
Hammerman, yeah. He lets him go, and the dude's running around like, and he just slowly just listens with that. And he's got the hammer, and then fling donk.
And I love
so awesome.
And after he knocks him down, there's this just intimate moment where he finds him, and the hammer's laying there, and he grabs and he fills the guy's face, and he puts his thumb almost to mark. Okay, your forehead's here, hammer up, and we never see it, but we don't have to. Like, he's like, all right, well, this is the spot I can feel right here where I'm just going to go right down, and that's your forehead. That's
yeah, so this movie, it definitely, there's way more kills than the first one, and they are very to the point, like, I just want to murder you as bloody as possible so you are dead. Like, back at the house when he's in the greenhouse, and he fucking just takes the shovel that dude's face. Man. Like, but I felt bad because the girl saw it.
You're talking about third grade Eminem looking dude.
Yeah.
Who literally has the blonde hair. He's part of this gang, and then every other word is like, yo. And I'm like, stop it.
Please stop it. But he just gets the shovel over and over again to the face. And they don't show you as he's hitting him. They just show it from the two angles of him on the ground.
Right.
As people walk in and see him. And you're like, oh, it's like a bony, gelatinous mess, man.
Now, this is where this movie has a weird beat to it. Eventually, they get dad gets the daughter out, and he brings her to his abandoned hotel, a la Detroit.
Oh, before we get to that, the point I wanted to make originally about his house was when the main character says fuck this and releases his dog on him, and that attic scene was fucking. Mm-hmm. That was one of the two things I jumped at.
Yeah,
was with that pit bull was fucking horrifying, because that motherfucker won't let go, right? Anyway, that attic scene where he's running away from the pit bull because he didn't remember what's up there. He was tripping, he was stumbling over shit, right?
And it's all basement, not the attic, it's basement.
And then he doesn't know where the fucking dog's at.
Yeah.
So that was actually, because that's the first part he was in that he doesn't know all the surroundings. So that added to the element. And then he didn't want to kill the fucking dog. So that was a really good scene. But then, you know, they set the house on fire while he's in the attic trapped with the dog. And then he comes down and realizes the house is on fire. And then the dog's barking. And he's fuck. So he runs back up in the attic and saves the fucking dog.
Again, I don't know why I'm referencing Raider of the Lost Ark, but it's the shoot them both. It's just the dog. He sold the dog. He's like, fucking burn it. I don't care if the dog's in there.
That dog's dead. No, he said that dog's dead.
Yeah.
Like, assuming that the dude's a piece of shit like you that's going to kill the dog.
Man's best friend. He's
not killing.
Fucked up,
dude, man. It's terrible.
Shoot them both.
When he finally gets out, like, he ended up jumping through a window, lands on the fucking greenhouse, falls through the fucking... Like, he's struggle busting, dude. He's struggle busting when he's outside, man. Yeah. Like, between smoke inhalation, being fucking old. Like, he's fucked up. But they pan out, and this is where they start showing where she's at. But when they come back to him, the house is out. And the dog's there because, obviously, new owner, you saved life. Ooh, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we're cool now.
Where the fuck... How bad is Detroit where a whole house burns down... And he's still laying there, and nobody showed up. Nobody. Not a single person showed up. And I'm like, okay. I mean, I was trying to think, was like, were they in Chicago? Or like, oh, fuck, they were in Detroit.
Yeah, you should just, yeah. Devil's Night, man.
Yeah. It's like, oh, wait, there's a fire, house is burning.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, like, what the fuck?
One of your nightly burning down houses.
It's terrible.
What section of the Detroit? Yeah, just let it burn.
Maybe it'll take some more with it.
It's actually the fire's doing us a favor here. Yeah.
It's like, I just couldn't believe it, dude.
This movie shits all over Detroit.
Well, Detroit shits all over itself.
But that's what I'm saying is then our main, bad guy, meth dad, they have a fucking abandoned hotel as his headquarters. Mm-hmm. But like some of it like looks kind of nice. Like yeah. But it's abandoned because it's Detroit and not a lot of people there.
And then,
but this is where it's fucking weird. So like he's like, I want to reconnect with you. You're my daughter. You're like, oh, it's the meth dealer with a heart of gold. But then he's like, wait, fuck, my main cook, she's got a heart condition.
When he plays her though, he's like, you're not a prisoner anymore. You're free to go. Yeah. And they play it, and the daughter was singing this song. The girl was singing, like, humming this song that she knew her mom sang to her.
Right.
And, she thought that was her mom and blind dude was her dad. And right before she hits the fucking door, this lady in a wheelchair rolls out and starts singing that fucking song. I'm like, oh, you bastards. She was right there. She was out the door.
Yep.
And then they roll up. And then they're like, make her feel loved and all warm and fuzzy and mommy missed you. And then it comes out that because I'm a fucking meth cook, piece of shit, that when that house blew up and caught on fire, all that smoke inhalation of the chemicals fucked my insides up, and I need a new heart.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait a minute.
By the way, I would think the lungs and other parts would be a little more of like, my lungs are good with all the but my heart took a little beating with the fucking meth, Like, now this was another line I will say. Again, I will preface this. I enjoyed a shitload of this movie, but there is unintentional laughter throughout this movie. And another line is, the doctor who's connected to all the children missing. Yeah, he's there. And so next thing we see is the daughter on the table and mommy meth next to her, and there's going to be a heart transplant. And daddy meth is like, I thought she'd already be fucking dead. Why is she still alive? And the doctor's like, it's best to keep him alive to get the heart out as fresh as possible. It's like, no, it's not. That is, no.
Fuck?
He's literally like, I have to keep her alive. I'm just going to saw into her and rip the heart out a la Kato from fucking Mortal Kombat and just shove it into Methy Bomb. No. That does not work that way.
When I heard that, I was like, what?
It's the dumbest shit ever.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the lights go out because, meanwhile, he woke up, dog's still there, and he realized, he told the dog to fuck off, basically.
Yeah.
And I felt bad for the dog, because the dog was doing what he was told to. He was trained to be a fucking asshole, right? And then he wanders, and because he hears, like, the keys or something, that he knows that sound because it was Ranger chick, who was a vet friend of his, finds the van, finds her dead. So this is like another person he's lost. So he's already
on a vengeance tour, and he's like,
going through it.
Yeah.
And then he just keeps telling the dog, go away and go home. And then he's like, wait a minute. He's like, Yeah.
Yeah.
Go home.
Go home.
Go home. I like how he gets fucking machete and all that.
He's got his walking stick.
Dude, this dude's going to war, bro. It was awesome. And then he shows up.
Now, I do have a question of how far did that motherfucker walk with that dog? That's a good dog, but man, that dude, again, surviving, falling all over the place, getting fucking cut up, fucked over and over again. And then that dude had to walk 5+ miles at least. I mean,
yeah.
Again, I know he had a walking stick, but fuck, dude, like it's still that night. He shows up the same night to fuck them up.
Yeah.
Like, it'd be like, let him sit down for a minute. God damn.
Well, he rested in the puddle for a little bit.
That is true.
He got a little water therapy, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
But he's just, I mean, the body count is really high in this movie in comparison, and we have honestly.
Which I got excited about when literally Meth Dad is like, you know, like he cuts the power and he asks the doctor, he's like, I can't do it without any power. He's like, well, let's get the fuck out of here. And he looks at his like gang. He's like, y'all take care of kill the fucking blind guy. You know, I was like, oh good, that's like more people we want to kill.
Yeah.
I was like, yay, because I was worried it was only going to be like our 3 main gang members left. But it's good to see he had extra people.
So the first one's more about the hunt, and this one's more about just the brutality, I think.
Yeah.
As far as him killing people.
But I love the fact that you actually had, it's very rare for these movies, a realistic motherfucker that's like, no man, he tried to kill his daughter. This guy's an asshole.
Yeah, he's like, I'm not cool with that.
I'll tell you where he is. I love that because he's just like, I ain't cool with that, man.
Yeah.
Fuck this dude, man. I don't care how much he pays me. Fuck him. He was gonna literally have the doctor cut his daughter's chest open and pull a heart out.
For some stanky ass meth whore. What the fuck, dude?
So the dude's just like, nah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You go that way, you get a shortcut, you can catch up with them. I was like, that's fucking awesome.
Now, the final scene, so meanwhile, they hit this, they go into this area where this pool's at, and, you know, they know that.
Abandoned hotel.
Yeah. They know that Dude Man's around there.
They know that because the doctor's like, fuck this, is not worth the money.
Yeah.
Runs, and then you just hear, like, slashing and
machete stuff,
meaty sound, like, and then squirting of blood. You're like, yeah, Doc.
Oh yeah, when they find him, it's just like
it's Kill Bill level, just. But yeah, he's not sort of dead. He is fucked up, and then the canisters come out.
Dude.
And then, and what's cool is right before they discover the doctor who's all fucked up, you know, Meth Dad is fucking knocking out pieces of the windows that are blocking out the sunlight. So there's some light coming in.
Yeah, he's shooting it.
Yeah,
he's shooting
there's
them
some light coming in, and I was like, okay, but then canisters and gas come out. And you get this really fucking cool,
like reddish hue look, and then like he comes, like, there's awesome scenes where he's like, it clears enough and he gets close up to him where he's just standing still and then he slices him, and then there's all these awesome like
literally he's just standing still, and you can, we as an audience see him. Our Meth Dad does not see him, and that's
it's creepy.
Yeah,
it's a little creepy. There were awesome scenes of him running back and forth and making like these weird breathing noises. It's almost like he was trying to throw him off with the echo from the pool.
Yeah,
with his noises, and then inadvertently makes him shoot Meth whore.
Yeah.
Meth mommy.
Meth mommy got fucking shot. And we see that she's in a wheelchair.
Yeah.
A motorized wheelchair in which the handcuffed to, our daughter.
Yeah.
And when she gets shot, she slumps over, making the wheelchair crawling towards the fucking empty pool.
Which, by the way, didn't have a very short end. Like, it was like, it got deep really quick. If you look at the decline of that pool, like the way that the elevation drops, you're like, wait a minute, who the fuck's swimming in this? Because there's not a shallow end to this pool.
Another kind of unintentional funny part was the motorized wheelchair with the slumped over, meth mom.
Well, it went in a circle a couple times.
Yeah.
Like, it was like,
but I do like the fact that the daughter, like, it's going closer. She's trying to hold on to stop it. Eventually, the wheelchair tips over. Meth mom falls over on the pool. Daughter's holding her, and she's like, and it kind of, the way it was shot reminded me of fucking Die Hard.
Yeah,
where
because she's
when,
Hans,
at the
and,
end
like,
when
she's
Hans is holding
Gruber,
onto the watch, and there's that same shot, and she's like, "What do I do? I got the fucking handcuffs."
But you got this daughter hacking away at her
machete, and I was like, she's hacking away, but she's got little kid strength.
The weight of the body would have ripped that off.
Enough, man.
Dude, the weight of the body would have ripped that off before she actually fell with it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, like.
But it was kind of adorable because she doesn't have like a massive strength. So I mean, yes, it is a machete, but she's she's a little girl, so it's a hack.
Yeah, but I mean,
come on, you
she
come
hacked
off.
through enough from the way it looked when she woke up in the pool that the weight of the body would have ripped it off the rest of the way. But no, she still fell over into the pool, landed on her dead mama. But like that was a cool scene of her just like yoink, just ripping that shit off. And meanwhile, dad's up, blind dude's up there getting his ass handed to him at a certain point. And then, I mean, he's getting sliced and diced and fucked up. Because Meth Daddy apparently is a fighter.
Yeah.
Like, but dude, that is one of the greatest scenes where he's like, now you see what I see.
Yeah, that was fucking awesome.
2 thumbs to the eyes, and you just see that shit pop and fucking ooze. And, but I'm sorry. He should have known that didn't kill him. I don't think he was touching brain.
Yeah.
Like, so he should have, like, just done
he didn't Jason kill him. He just, fucked his eyes up, yeah.
Then he has a big moment where he's like, get away from me. Everything that comes near me dies. And, like, there's a redemption. He's like, I've raped. I've done this. Yada, yada. And then fucking stab.
Yeah.
It's fucking... I don't know how the dude who's newly blind found him.
Yeah.
Like, I don't understand.
Well, he was talking. I mean, that does help. Like, you're in the pool area.
Pain that he was in at that point. It's not like he's healed.
He's in utter pain, but he was like, all right, keep talking, old motherfucker. I'm going to find something to stab you with. So.
Yeah. And then he ends up getting stabbed by his daughter.
Yeah. And then he falls into the pool and lands right next to Meth Mommy, and which this kind of hilarious unintentional scene again, where they're both at the bottom of the pool, fucking dead as shit. Like, almost like they're almost holding hands.
Yeah, yeah.
And I almost felt like the daughter was going to be like, oh, wow, that's funny. You should see. Oh, never mind.
But now, technically, that was an on-screen death of blind dude.
Yeah.
That was an on-screen death.
Yeah, no, I feel like this was we did our sequel, that's all we want to do, and I kind of like that. I was a little worried that, like, then you see...
There'd be like I was worried there'd be like after she goes to the home, there'd be like a flashback in a Twitch or something. I'm like, ah, damn it.
Or just there's some kind of indication, but no, he fucking dies right there. So
bleeds out. Yep. That was a good stab. So...
Yeah.
No,
because she tries covering up his wound, and he, like, moves her hand out the way, just like,
well, yeah, but you see it go, like... You see it shooting blood out.
I mean, her hand's not going to really do too much. Her hand might slow it down. He'll die, like, 20 seconds, less. But that's about it. Yeah, he's just like...
That girl was that character's, like, as much redemption as he could get, because he raised a strong girl that we saw. Like, because he was like, I've killed people. She's like, I killed people too. And she killed, like, 2 of her own dad. And then, like, she killed one of the other ones earlier on.
Well, she stabbed the, generic Eminem dude in the foot and started the process.
Yeah. So, but then,
overall, like, look, I think it's a good 2 movies altogether. That's all you need. Yeah. I like that. Like, I feel like this movie was kind of unnecessary, but I enjoyed the shit out of it. And you killed off the character at the end, so we're good to go.
Yeah, this movie, it wasn't necessary. No, the first one didn't need a sequel,
and it leads more into the thriller level than horror movies for a lot of stuff we cover. But it still hits those beats.
Yeah, and thriller is a part of horror, right? So, I mean, especially this one in particular, when you go into the gore factor.
Exactly. Yeah.
This one's fucking gory as shit.
Yeah, like it has a couple parts that are pretty intense. Like.
So no, it passes the chopping block for me. Like, I own the first one. I will own this one, and every once in a while I'll pop in a twofer and just enjoy them for what they are. Like, Stephen Lang gives another great performance. He's just ripped Jack. Old Seal.
It is weird seeing this after the last movie I saw him in, the VFW one.
Oh, yeah, we need to do something about that.
But he's kind of the main dude in that, and completely different character.
Yeah.
And it's weird because that movie came out, I think, like 2 years ago. So, like,
it was 2020. I thought it was 2019.
Maybe, but I'm just saying, like, he had to do that and then this.
Yeah.
And then that one, he's a veteran, but he's like, but in this one, he's like, I'm old. And, like, and the movie before that, he's talking shit, talking about fucking bitches. Like, I'm just saying, like, kind of a night and day scenario.
But we need to do VFW.
Yeah, I think
Veterans
we should do
Day is in September, so we need to get on that. That'd be good. So, yeah, pass the chopping block. F1 and I both agree. Go check it out if you haven't seen it. I know it's gonna. Well, a lot of shit actually has come out, so you're gonna start seeing movies have less of a runtime now.
Yeah.
I mean, some movies have been in there for like 3 months.
2 hours though. It's a good, quick. It's a nice 2 hours. The first 20 minutes, it's kind of building up, and then within 20 minutes, they're at the house. Yeah. So it pretty much just is bam, 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 bam there. It doesn't have a lot of slow points once they show up at the house.
Yep. So definitely check it out. Head to your theater to check it out. We want theaters to stay open. I don't regret spending money on it in theaters. So
yeah. And again, you watch at home, you might chuckle at some of the lines. The audience experience was what helped a little bit with that. Again, I'll just say that. So. I forgot about that. That's one of those things where unintentional dialogue that makes people laugh, and you get a reaction out of the crowd. And
we didn't even go into all the kills. So that we definitely watch it if you want to get that, because there are some other ones that were just whew.
Oh yeah.
So and as always, hit us up at lowdownbrown.gy@gmail.com. Let us know what you think about the film after you go see it, or you heard this review and made you actually want to go see it because you weren't too sure about there being a sequel to Don't Breathe. And as always, go to GIPodcast.com, check out our links, go to Amazon link, it takes you to Amazon, you shop like normal, we just get a kickback, hit up TeePublic, our link right next to the Amazon link, and you click that, it takes you to our merch store, so where all the merch for all the shows under the GI Network are there, all the designs, there's a fuck ton. You get ready to look for some, bringing back our Halloween ones that only come out.
Spooky season.
They usually come up at Halloween, we kind of keep them through most of the season, to the holiday season. But yeah, it's only usually 2 to 3 months a year they're out. So spooky season's around the corner. Yeah, fuck the summer shit. Dude,
yeah.
I'm ready for some haunted houses.
Oh, man, I can't wait.
Yeah. So definitely check out that. Get some merch. Rock it on. All the shit you can get it on. You'll see all the different stuff you can get the designs on while you're on TeePublic. While you're at GUIPodcast.com, check out all the other shows under the network. There's something for everybody. And it's all good fucking content. And until we talk to you again, remember, embrace the madness.
Join us at GUIPodcast.com. In a world ravaged by movie studios that keep rehashing the same things, only one podcaster has the guts to make it even worse. Join Mike the Hobbit as he traverses the internet to bring you some of the best and worst ideas for reboots, remakes, and reimaginings of some of your favorite and least favorite TV and film properties. Ideas like a John Waters He-Man movie, Fantastic Four the musical, and Aliens, done entirely with marionettes. What podcast would bring this evil upon the world? This is Smack My Pitch Up. Available anywhere you get your podcasts.
Hey guys, Scotty Big Daddy Preston here. That's right, the Geek Father, asking you to join me here every other week with friends and family of the GUI Network as we go through all the trials and tribulations of being a geeky parent. So remember, join us or cry.
My name is Amy Bogard.
And I'm Mike the Hobbit.
And we are the hosts of Deeply Upsetting, where we use our expertise to answer your most upsetting hypothetical quandaries, such as, what non-winged animal deserves wings?
And what body part deserves a secret mouth?
Which cryptid is the worst roommate?
These questions and more that plague you will be answered on Deeply Upsetting, available anywhere you get your podcasts and at GUIPodcast.com.